Hey, Michael.
All right, what's up, man?
Hey, I've been seeing you since Vegas. How you been?
Can't hear you if you're saying anything. You hear me?
Um, shit. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you. Is this? Hold on a minute. Let me see.
Is that, can you hear me? How about that?
All right, maybe this works. Can you hear me now?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, let's see. For some reason, it's not coming in through my Bluetooth, but let's see. All right, try to say something now.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah. All right, what about now?
Hey, can you hear me?
Uh,
Oh,
well, I can hear you through my phone, but just not through my. I wanted to listen through the headphones, but it's all right.
no, it's like going through the Bluetooth. If
Yeah,
you're,
it says it was connected to it, but I'll just use my speakerphone. So
okay.
uh, just didn't want to do that in case one of my roommates comes down. But I'm gonna grab my coffee real quick, and then but I'm listening. I'm here now.
Yeah, I'm on my desktop. If you're wondering, my parents are selling their old house, which was my home that I grew up in, and my dad's had this. We've had this painting in our downstairs basement for years. So my dad was like, "Hey, you want the line painting?" I was like, "Yes."
Oh, nice.
So
What? So that they bought that from someone or like an art dealer or something?
it's been in our house for as long as I can remember. And they moved in that house when I was born, so 37, and I'm 37. So my parents are finally selling it. And they moved to like a new community for like 55 and older people, and so they're selling
Yeah,
my childhood home. I don't know where my dad got it from, so
I got you. I'm just making a little coffee here. Pick me up. I got up early, so I'm gonna go to the gym in a little bit. But
yeah, I
keep
like
this.
the place. It looks nice.
Yeah, it's a little bit messy right now. We got a bunch of boxes from Costco and Amazon, but um,
Cool.
yeah, I was actually gonna hit you up about this meeting right when you had said something,
Yeah,
because then yeah, I didn't. I guess Adam forgot about it. Didn't. I didn't have it in my calendar, but I luckily my memory still
yeah,
was good
yeah,
enough to remember.
yeah. I should have made a calendar invite, but it's all good, man. Yeah, glad you got everything set up, and I think I definitely think Adam was saying how you all have done like sports betting and stuff. So I look at trading as kind of like a way to make a nice side income, and once you trade and get good at it, I mean, it's a lot of fun, you know.
Yeah. I know. Well, my roommate, he's yeah, one of them. He's like into more, I guess, if you would say like long term type stuff, and
Sure.
more like not really single stocks. So he's talked to me a little bit about that kind of stuff, but yeah, he's definitely not into like trading or day trading or anything like that. So
Like
um,
buying mutual funds or ETFs and like holding for a while, kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. Is a mutual fund like the mutual funds? That's just like, is that a group? That's like a group of stocks that or is that the index? Or is that what an index is?
Well, yeah, a mutual fund is just a bunch of stocks, so it could be an
Yeah.
index fund is a mutual fund.
Oh, okay.
So like the
Yeah,
S
I
and
was
P
kind of
500
confused.
that has 500 stocks, they would just buy all the 500 stocks, put them in this fund, and then give you a ticker symbol. So when you buy this, you own all 500.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what
That's what most
I
people do.
like the more less risky route. But he was saying like expecting, you know, around the 8% returns or whatever that you had mentioned. So
Yeah,
I
and
mean, I
that's
figure
average.
you gotta have like a lot too. I don't know, for that to really make a difference. I mean, really. But he's talking about like compounding interest and all that too. Um,
Well, I mean, 10% is still 10%. I mean, if you have $100, you make 10%, so you've made $10.
right,
And the next year, 10% of that, you've made $11. So I mean,
right,
it depends on how much growth you're looking for. I mean, 8% is like conservative. So they also have mutual funds where instead of like an index, you could buy like technology funds, and they'll have like a bunch of technology stocks. So like super discretionary, like Amazon, Target, Best Buy, and then they'll have energy or any type of stuff. So you can buy funds and then just let it go. Um,
yeah. Um,
so that's what most people have like in 401ks. That's like kind of entry level. You'll make better returns if you buy individual stocks, but you have to do the research and know what to buy.
yeah. Um, I mean, I was kind of looking at it like, yeah, if you had you know, 800,000, you're getting 10%, that's 80,000 a year. Yeah, that's cool. But then if you like me right now, I mean, I got like a few thousand I could probably work with for now. So it'd have to, I wish I had started this, you know, right after high school.
Yeah, I mean, I started. Well, here's my story. So my dad, he's always done like trading on the side. You know, he was
I'm
an
gonna
airline pilot for many years.
pause real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute you because I'm about to mix up this
Yeah,
creamer,
yeah,
then I'm gonna sit
yeah.
down and then I'll be good. But you could keep talking. So
Okay. Yeah, my dad's always done trading on the side. He was an airline pilot for many years with FedEx and Eastern Airlines, and he always used to tell me, you know, having a side income is always a plus. And I never really got into it in high school and college. I kind of wish I did, but when I finished college, so like 2007 and 2009, my dad was like, "You should set up a brokerage account, take some of your extra money," and then I got into trading. And with the gambling mindset that I have, I was doing a lot of stupid stuff and trading
uh,
with, yes. My dad and my uncle developed this like trading system, and they have a school, so they teach students and they have webinars and stuff. And I went through the program and learned the system, but I was doing a lot of riskier stuff like trading, do day trading and speculative stocks. And the first 2 years, I basically lost all my money. So,
that was when you were in college or after college?
so no, I didn't get into this till when I like started working. So like 2 years into working, you know, I'd started building up a savings, and I was like because at the time with my job I was doing a lot of traveling, working like commissioning projects at power plants and stuff. So I was making overtime and I was living in hotels for like weeks upon end. So I had like extra money. So I took that and I started trading. And let's just say I learned a lot through the mistakes I made. So those 3 years after that, I just kind of stopped trading completely. And I took
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 years off to just kind of understand the markets and see trends and reading charts. And then the house that I had as a townhome, I refinanced it back in 2015. So I was able to take some money out of the equity. And when you do that, you don't have to pay taxes on it. So then I took that money and I took my 3 years of screwing up, my 2 years of just researching the market and trying to get better at actual trading. And then I've been off to the races since then. So that's my story.
Yeah. So sounds like I mean, like most people when it comes to making mistakes, and then you know, usually you don't not make mistakes whenever you're trying to build something up. So um I'm gonna switch over to my earbuds real quick. See if
Okay.
this let's see. All right, I think these might
Can you hear
be
me?
better. Still not.
not working?
Man. Nah, I heard you say something again.
Hey, can you hear me?
All right, screw it. Whatever, man. I don't know why the audio just doesn't come through these.
That's weird. Well, what part of LA do you live in? I used to go out there a lot for work, and I got some family out there.
I'm in Mar Vista, which is next to Santa Monica and Venice, like right next to there. Little bit, because those are right on the coast,
Yeah.
and Mar Vista is basically next to them, just like a little bit. Like if you keep driving towards the coast, you'll be in either Venice or Santa Monica. So it's like I'm 3.5 miles from I guess a straight line to the beach.
Yeah, I've
A
been
couple
to
blocks from the city, Santa Monica city line. So
yeah, I've been to the pier many times, and with the promenade, they have all those shops and everything.
yeah, they
A lot of cool
they
bars
had
out
that
there.
shut down for a while. I don't know if it still is, but
Oh,
I was there, the past year, 2 or 3 times, but you couldn't get on there. They had the whole pier like blocked off. So it was weird.
there's a rooftop bar I went in Santa Monica a couple years back called the Shangri-La. It's pretty fun. It's like a rooftop bar. It was real nice.
Was that around
Santa
that
Monica.
area? Okay.
Yeah, it's, let's see.
I know one rooftop bar was on top of a Hotel Irwin, but that one I'm not sure of.
It's Hotel Shangri-La. It's on 1301 Ocean Avenue.
Okay, I've probably seen it.
Onyx Rooftop Bar.
Is that 2 words? Shrang, you said what? Shangri-La?
Shangri-La, all one
Yeah.
word in hotel.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been on a couple, but not that one. And there's quite a few along Ocean Boulevard. So there's one called the Georgian, actually. I haven't been there, but I've wanted to go.
Okay.
It's or something. Can you hear me good through speakerphone, I guess? Is what it is? All right.
As you see, I haven't shaved in a while.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been keeping up with my routine too much, but lately I have, since things are starting to open up a little bit.
Yeah.
But for that, it's like whatever.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine. Let's see, I haven't talked to him in a while. He's a financial advisor. He told me this advice like 8 years ago. A lot of times, if people go to like financial advisors and they basically pay them to manage their money, the only thing bad about that is those people, you pay them a flat rate and they manage your money and stuff, but they're not really incentivized to try to beat the market. Like in like a hedge fund, they're actually incentivized to make as much money as possible, because whatever returns you get, they're going to get like a small percentage. So if the market goes up 10%, hedge funds are like, we're going to try to blow that out the water. But if you pay someone to like manage your money, like most people have a financial advisor, all they're trying to get is 10%. And if they get 9, they say, well, we were only 1% off the average, So
yeah, I was wondering about that, because I mean, you see people advertising that kind of stuff all the time, managing like your portfolios and all that.
I have another friend who's a financial advisor. He told me, I'm like, man, why don't people just learn to do it themselves and like go online and just buy whatever? He's just like, man, people just have no desire. And I was like, well, how do you make money off this? He's like, well, people pay me. I go in and buy funds for them, and I purposely buy expensive mutual funds so I get paid on buying in. And I'm like, do people ask like what you're doing? He's like, they never even ask. So he's actually one-upping all his customers, and they never even ask.
Damn, it's like those handicappers.
He told me that straight up over dinner one night. I was like,
damn, that's like the sports handicappers. I don't know. Adam's definitely paid more for that.
yeah.
When I was kind of betting more, before I was like, fuck all this, I did, like, I would spend, a couple hours just like trying to get an edge on a game or something like that, just various sites. And I think part of the problem people also have though might be confirmation bias.
Yep.
Because you might find like 5 different sites that disagree with who you think is going to win or cover, and then you
Yeah.
find the one that's like, oh, the side that you inherently want,
Yeah.
and then you're that kind of, I don't know. So it's just kind of definitely emotion is something that's hard to not have involved when it comes to sports betting. So probably investing too, though.
Yeah, I definitely would think so. And another thing, because you have like sports betting, but then with the market and trading, it's got that bad connotation. Like, you know, in 2008 when the market goes down, and people always think you buy in the stock market, it's dangerous and it's risky. You're gonna lose your money. But like if you buy into a position, I mean, you buy stock at $10, you can say I want to sell at 11 or sell at 9.50. So you're willing to risk 50 cents and willing to make $1. So there's really no risk. But most of the people, and most people that like, oh, I lost all my money in 2008, they were just buying something and just hoping for the best. They didn't have any strategy to win or get out.
Yeah.
So that's the other myth. And people think, oh, another thing that guy told me, he said most people have like, if you try to have like a savings account, like, you know, they say to try to have a rainy day fund for if something bad happens, you want to have money you can get hold of, like a savings basically. He said, well, if you're working a job and let's say the next 5 years you're employed and you're making money and you never get any sickness or any horrible injury or nothing, that money that you had in your account is basically not making any interest because interest rates are low, like 0.05%. And then with inflation, you're basically losing money. So that 5 years, that money was sitting there hoping for something bad to happen, and nothing happened, and then you basically lost out on making more money.
Yeah.
It's kind of a mental block. Like you want to have that safety cushion, but if you have it in the market, you can always sell and get the money anytime.
Yeah. So do you know the guys? He's like Ramit. I don't know, like a big guy when it comes. He's like an author. I think he wrote a book. I'm going to teach you how to be rich.
I don't think so. No.
He's kind of like a social media. Well, he wrote that book, but he's also big on social media. But that's who my roommate, one of the guys that he's told me about, and he's kind of talks about the concept of your money working for you. So that's what I'm definitely, I mean, besides what you're doing, also take my money out of a bank and, you know, rather than it sitting there, it's actually building, you know, even if it's, you know, very low percentage. So and so I kind of wish, like I said, I guess it's better late than never, but I'm like, I kind of think about like, damn, what if I started this when I was 18 or whatever, you know? So.
So I started this when I was 24, and you know, between 24 and now, there was like, no, let me think. I guess it would have been 25. So 2009, 3 years. Yeah, so about 2000, when I was about 25 years old. But I look back like, man, if I started in high school, or even like back in March when all the stocks went down, I should have bought a lot more then. I didn't think it would come back so quick, you know. So there's always, oh, I wish I would have did this, but as long as you're starting now, that's better than never. And another thing to think about like the last 3 years you've been out in LA. If you've had money like kind of set aside or any type of savings that was sitting there, just think about the money that you could have made on top of that. And unless, has there been a time like, I mean, unless you've had to go in and get that money, which you could still do that, because if you buy a mutual fund or some stocks and you need some money, you just click the mouse, sell, and then you liquidate. But at least until until something happens where you need it, at least you know you're making money up until then. And if I get in a car wreck tomorrow, I'm like, shit, okay, I got to go sell some stock, you know.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Until that happens, I'm going to keep making money off of what I have, and then if I get paralyzed or I, you know, lose my job, then I'm like, well, I guess I got to go sell some stock.
Yeah. So you don't really have that much just like in an account that is not doing anything, like, because I've seen some people say they have some for like a month's worth of bills in their bank account or something like that.
Usually, so the paychecks I get from work, that goes into living. So to pay food and the mortgage and all that. So all of my other money is, I have about maybe, let's say 99% of that money is actively invested in the stock market. So I really don't have to touch anything because the money that I get from my job, goes toward living expenses. So
yeah, okay. And it's in and out like pretty fairly quickly. So
and whatever months and whatever I get paid in the month, the outflows are basically, all the utilities, the mortgage, living and eating, and then whatever's left over, if I have like, dispensable income, then I'll just funnel that
yeah,
into the market. I really don't
yeah,
buy that much stuff really. Like I don't have that much of it. I mean, we have a nice place and not material things. I'm big on like just growing, just having money, and then I would buy stuff. We take trips and stuff, but like someone's like, would you rather, buy something nice or go on a trip? I'd rather go on a trip. Or then like, I don't know. So
yeah, for sure. I guess so like I mentioned how I wish I had started this stuff earlier. I can't do anything about that. But for my next job, I'm gonna be making, I don't have a next job yet, but by the time I get one, I should be, if I hit my pay that I want, then I should have, quite a bit after paying my bills and stuff that I can just start throwing in there to my investing and stuff. So to where it's going to multiply compared to what I have right now. But yeah, that's part of the reason, trying to play catch up too. If I can double or triple what I was making in my last job, I was living off that, but then, so yeah, I guess that's one way to kind of catch up too, is if I'm putting in, I don't know, let's say like, conservatively $1,000 a month, but hopefully more than that, just a month, just continuing to
more than the average person.
yeah. So, but that's, I mean, too, I'm just renting a room in a townhouse actually out here, which is already expensive, just for out here. But that can kind of help save if I end up making, more than 3 times what it costs and everything. So I was just looking at it that way, and then still kind of being frugal with things, maybe trips and stuff. But then yeah, man, just trying to grow and get into a good place.
I think
with all this.
definitely this will be helpful. I mean, over the years, I'd say, especially the last 5 years, I've just gotten better and better every year, and I'm to the point where I don't know, man. If I could keep at the rate I'm going, like ideally, I think I could do this full time, maybe the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
I've really found my stride.
fucking awesome.
Like,
That would be awesome. That'd be like, you could just travel and do all their shit from a computer.
yeah. I mean, but I will say, with GameStop, what happened week before last, I think opened people's mind up to the stock market that never would have ever wanted to get in. Maybe
For
yourself,
sure.
right?
Well, yeah. So for me, I would say I was just like, yeah, I'll get into that one day. Like I need to actually be making more money first. Like if I'm not even hardly making money from work, then putting in a little bit, few $100 or whatever here and there is not going to do shit. But which probably is not the right mindset to have, because if I'd done that when I first started, when I was 18, yeah, that would have added up. But so I was kind of like, well, I'll wait until I start working, then I get a lot of extra disposable income. But the GameStop thing kind of like facilitated that whole process. Kind of put the jumper cables on there, and I was like, all right, I want to fucking do this and stop waiting around. Yeah, it's
all the excitement you saw, right? You're like, man, people are making money, and
it's a good thing I didn't jump in though, because because part of me was like, you know what, like I should get it here when it's down to like $60 or whatever it was recently. But I think when we were talking about it, when you said not to get in, it was around 100 or so.
Yeah.
And,
See what happened?
hey, I have another roommate. We're like a 4-bedroom townhouse, but he kind of had the
You get in there?
yeah, he's in there, man. And he was saying, like, you know, he sent me texts like, if you're trying to buy, then it's actually good that it took Fidelity a few days, not for the settled funds, but the other funds,
Yeah.
the initial transfer, because I probably would have did it if I had the funds, but like he's like, yeah, and so he's like, yeah, there's, because this was Monday, I think, or over the weekend, he said like, yeah, next week, you know, it would probably go down a little Monday, but then they're supposed to, I guess, pay the shorts or whatever, supposed to pay something, I don't know, but some people were projecting an uptick after Tuesday or Thursday or something like that, and it doesn't look like it ever happened. So I'm glad I could stayed out of that one, and it wasn't an emotional play.
Yeah.
Just it'd be like those bets I've made for sports where you know, the whole time you don't bet, and then right before the game starts, you're like, oh, I'm gonna just do it, and then you realize it doesn't go how you want, and then you just blow your money. So
yeah,
better
I mean,
to be on the sideline.
I see moves like GameStop at least once a week, but GameStop was on another level, and that was crazy. And then over time, as you trade more, you kind of develop intuition, kind of know what to do. I mean, personally, I'd heard about GameStop when I think the former CEO of Chewy joined the board, and then they were investing more money. They signed a deal with Microsoft last fall where they're going to put like Surface tablets in the store, make it more e-commerce. But I was like, a lot of times when companies put out earnings, if it's good or bad, usually the stock will go up or go down. So I was kind of negative on GameStop. So I went short on GameStop on 2 occasions last fall, and the earnings, I was positive. I was thinking, video games and stuff. So the earnings came out, it dipped down, and I wanted it to go up. So I lost money in August. I lost money in December. So I was like, screw GameStop. So I bought a put option, which basically is a short. So when it goes down, you make money. And before everything went crazy, I had a put option on GameStop, and I was losing money. And that Friday came before it went up crazy. Then I bought a call option, and then it shot up. So I actually was even for the day, and I was like, all right, something's going to happen next week. So all weekend at night, I was just researching, watching YouTube videos, and I was like, I learned about the guy roaring the deep fucking value, and
yeah, I watched one of his videos.
the guy who Christian Bale played in The Big Short had bought 1.7 million shares like a year ago, and I'm like, all right, this is crazy. So I was still thinking, GameStop is going to fall. So that Monday, I bought another put option, thinking it's going to go down. And then I was looking at the chart, and it was trading sideways, and I said, okay, there's consolidation. This thing's going to take off. So I sold my position, and I bought a call option, and that's when it took off and started going to $500. And that was amazing. So I bought 2 call options, and then I kind of sold.
What's a call option? What does that mean? Because you said a put option is a short.
Put options are short. A call option is wanting to go up.
All right. And how's that? Okay, so when you say option, that's the same thing as just buying a share, or what does that mean actually? Like when you say like what's an option mean?
Let me show you.
They didn't say it in that video. I watched both the videos. But
yeah. Let me. I can do it.
I read on your Facebook you told someone you had hedged or something with the put option.
Yeah. So what I did is a strategy. It's called a straddle. Basically, I was hedged, so I still own GameStop. Just so you know, I still have 15 shares of GameStop, and I also have a put option. So throughout the day, when GameStop goes up, I make money on my shares, and then my put option goes down. When GameStop falls, I make money on my put, and I lose on the. So it's basically my GameStop, my 2 positions are like going like this. So
yeah,
but my put option expires in March. So if GameStop dips down even further, I'll make money and then I'll close that out and then I'll still have the shares. So if GameStop ever comes back, I'm in the trade. So
Okay, so you
basically,
you buy the shares at whatever price, it goes up, you make money. The put option you have to have like do you set a price for the put option and then you have to hold it, or how does that work?
yeah, you set
Or
a
is it
strike
just-
price and then you have to have a time. So you basically, when you buy an option, you say, I think this stock will get to this price in X amount of time. And that's the bet that you're placing.
Is it the price you set yourself, or is it the current price it's at right there, or you can do either one?
Well, usually if the stock is at $10, let me show you something. I'm gonna do a screen share. I don't know if you'll be able to see this on your phone, but
Yeah, it says, let's see, started the screen share. It just says it's, all right, yeah, I can see it. I'm using my my Android phone for this, for the Zoom. It's bigger than my iPhone.
okay.
My desktop doesn't have a actual webcam on it, and then my laptop is just kind of old, so.
I gotcha. Yeah, this is my I have one of these Dell Slimline desktops. I've had it for like 6 years, but I just got this webcam.
Okay.
I ordered it from Best Buy. It was like $50, but the quality is pretty nice and it's got a camera on it. Ordered it a couple.
Yeah. Yeah, no, my PC is good. I built a gaming PC. I just never, unless I was going to live stream, maybe. I haven't got like a webcam yet, but.
Yeah.
But
So, but I think like you told me you start with $1,000. I mean,
I can zoom in on this too. It's dope. Like I can zoom in.
you can definitely make sense of that, man. I really believe what your roommate's doing, like buying funds, to me that's boring because I'm a gambler. I like casinos, I gamble, you like to gamble. So buying actual stocks is much more exciting because you get to research them, you buy stocks, and in this market, especially now, active investing is how you're going to make the most money. What your roommate's doing is what they call passive investing. You just buy a
Right.
fund, you hope for the best. But
Yeah, he just puts his money in there and then forgets it, basically,
yeah.
is what he told me.
Yeah, that's the average person. 8% is nothing, man. If you would have bought any stock last year, just one stock, you would have made 40 something percent. So I think trading is one thing. No, buying individual stocks is one. Trading will be step two, and then like option trading will be step three. And
Hold on, what'd you say? I was looking at the chart. You said trading is not option number one.
I think to start, you should buy individual stocks, and then from there you could then go into active trading of stocks, and then you go option trading. That's more advanced. Most people, no financial advisor is going to teach you how to trade options. That's advanced trading for you.
When you say trade, like buy stock and then trade stocks, what's the, you're not trading like stocks for stocks. So what do you mean? Like you're talking about like buying and selling same day type deals, or what do you, or when you say buy stocks, you mean buy them and hold, and then
yeah, it'd be like it's literally like what your roommate's doing. He's buying a fund and holding. I think maybe to start, maybe buy a couple stocks and hold those for a little bit, but also start to learn trends and charting so you can then actually buy and then sell a day later or 2 days later, or maybe the same day. That's like active trading. Then you have options, which give you more leverage. It's basically gambling. I'm gonna be honest with you. I told Adam this, since I'm an active options trader, when I work from home, see, I don't know if you can see it. Well, over here I have my laptop and another docking and another monitor for my work, and then I have this ultra wide. So this is my home office, and I have like basically 4 monitors here. So I got my work, my regular job, and then my trading. And I told Adam my casino opens every day at 9:30. Literally, it's the casino. And one thing I do, I even buy options on top of leveraged ETFs. So what your roommate does, he buys a fund and hopes for the best. They have these active traded funds where the fund manager trades options inside the fund, so you get amplified returns.
Okay.
And then I buy an option on top of that, so I'm actually getting like 4 times leverage. It's basically so much leverage that I had to sign like a little waiver online to even make the trade with Fidelity.
Each time, or
Oh,
like
first time, it's like trading this security has these risks, and I had to read this whole thing and then click accept. Like, so I would love for you to get there one day, but I'm not gonna say, hey, you and Adam try this, because it's even a
well,
financial advisor would be like, man, you're crazy, you know?
yeah. I mean, obviously, that's if it's like that, then you probably want to have, I guess, in sports, it's like a higher bankroll or something. I don't know.
I just think it's risk tolerance, regardless of the amount you have. It's all risk tolerance. So here's what I'm going to show you. If you can look, can you see these numbers clearly?
Yeah.
All right. So this is what's called an option chain. This is Netflix. This is the Active Trader Pro software that I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So basically, I go in here every day and I can do all my charting. So this is a 3-month chart of Netflix. Each of these, and I have indicators on here to show like Bollinger Bands and then like moving averages. So you kind of see how the stocks, they kind of trade within this little range, or the little blue barriers or whatever.
Yeah.
Stochastics and MACD type stuff. So
Uh-huh.
if you look at a candle right here, it's green. When it's green, that means the stock closed higher than when it opened. So it actually went up that day. And then up here, this little point, that means that's the high of the day. Down here means that's the low of the day. And then you have the body of the candle. So this right here is where it opened, and that's where it closed.
Okay. So during the day it got higher than it closed, but it also opens and was lower than it.
Yeah.
Well, the bottom you said is
It's
wait,
how
what's
low
the
it got.
bottom?
It's how low it
That's
got.
how low. Okay, yeah, that's how low. But then
These are peaks. They come in like peaks, the low peak and the high peak.
yeah.
And it closed at 586, so that's right at the top.
All right. Gotcha.
So you were asking about options. Basically, so this is a strike price of February 12th. So basically, next Friday, and then you see the numbers here, 537, 540, 542.
Uh-huh.
And you see how it says right here, it says 1220.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then it has 560 right here. So
yeah.
So this means there's 1,220 contracts open, and every contract you have a controlling stake of 100 shares of Netflix.
You said it could have a controlling stake of 100.
Well, if you buy one option contract, you're basically controlling 100 shares.
Uh-huh.
So basically, by next Friday, February 12th, there's basically 122,000 shares. You times it by 100. There's a lot of people thinking that Netflix will make it to $560 by next Friday. And that's the bet you're making. By this date, it's going to get to any of these prices.
Wait, so what's the difference between if you just buy 100 shares separately and then okay, so the option, it means like a different date. That's the difference basically. Like if I just bought 100 shares today, but with the option, you get 100 share contract, but that could be for another day, is what that is. Yeah.
If you were to, on Monday, you could just buy 100 shares of Netflix, but I mean, 100 shares of Netflix is trading over $500, so that'd be like a $50,000 trade.
Yeah. And then, but the option
Wait,
though is you have to like, I mean, so if it goes down, do you owe money, or how does that?
well, if the option goes against you, you don't owe any money. You just hold on 1 second here.
Or you lose money in the shares, I guess.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Yeah, if the option goes down and it never reaches your target price, then you basically just lose what you put in the trade. So the downside risk is you just lose what you put in the trade. But options are much cheaper to buy. So for example, see it says 520 and 475.
Mm-hmm.
So you could buy one contract of Netflix, and you'll basically pay for $5, and so $5.20 times 100. I'm gonna calculate this. You basically pay it'd be $520 per contract. So if you bought 10 contracts, that'll be $5,200. So you can control 1,000 shares of Netflix and only pay $5,200. If you bought 1,000 shares of Netflix straight up, that's $500,000 it would cost you.
Yeah. Okay.
Much more money.
But how? Okay. So then, all right. So I guess you're gonna explain more on that in terms of how it's only 5,200 instead of 500 some thousand. So how's you're controlling 1,000 shares, but then how?
You're paying a lot less to control those shares.
Yeah, and then why is that exactly? I mean,
Well,
because
well, think about this. What's a riskier play? You buy actual shares of Netflix, and you just hold them and see what happens. Or you're gonna place a bet that Netflix will get to $560 within 5 days. That's a
yeah,
much more riskier play. So the options market actually says, all right, Michael, you're a ballsy guy. You think Netflix will get to 560 in 5 days? We'll only charge you $5,200.
wait. So then do you? So okay. So if they don't, you're out that $5,200,
Correct.
or but then if they do you get those 1,000 shares, or how does that even work?
Well, if it does perform like you say, that's where options give you leverage. So you're gonna make a lot of money. Like options, I'll just say like GameStop. If I would have bought the shares, the trade I did, if I would have bought the shares of GameStop, I bought it when it was around $70, and then it went up to like 480. So that's what 7 times 5. That's about a 600% return, maybe.
Yeah, 7 times 6, or well, almost
42, yeah, a little over 600% or so.
Yeah.
So I bought the same option, paid less, and made 1,300%.
Yeah. So basically,
amplified returns because you made a riskier bet to begin with. So if your bet pays off, I've seen trades 800%, 1,000%. I mean, options, you can make a lot more money trading options if your bets pay off. Just like in sports, if you make a risky bet on a team to win by a certain number of points and you win, that's much better than betting straight up.
Yeah.
Same
And how much? So I mean, can you give like an example for if you buy an option, and then what's the actual return if you have 1,000 shares? I mean, you don't get 1,000 shares worth, right? I mean, but you'll make something still, right?
Well, it's more so about percentages, and I'm going to show you something right now if this website comes up. Okay. Let me pull up Netflix. This is a website called the Options Profit Calculator.
Okay.
So if you type in Netflix and then I do select option, and say I go to February 12th, we were talking at the 560, so $560, and I click the option here. And if you buy, let's say 10 contracts, you see 4,900 bucks there?
Yeah, as opposed to like 5,500. Or wait, no.
It'd be 550 times 1,000. It'd be $550,000.
Okay.
So, and we were saying it goes to 560. So 550 times 1.0. That's 560. Let's say 550 times 1.05. That's basically what 550 times 1.03. That's like 2% return basically. So if you take 10 divided by 550, yeah. For Netflix to go from 550 to 560, that's a 2% return, which is nothing, right?
Yeah.
Or if you buy the option where you buy also 10 shares, you pay 4,900 instead of 550,000. You click calculate. So let's just say Netflix does go to 560 by February 7th. So that's no wait, that's the 7th. Let's say
That's
let's say by Monday it jumps up to 560. You're gonna make 42%. See that right there?
yeah.
So
So then, okay, but is it, so does it have, like, let's say that date though, that I think on the chart, it was February 12th. Can it reach it before then, or it just has to be above that on that day or closed above that on that day?
you can sell it anytime during the day. So this chart basically shows at each time in the future, these are the prices of Netflix right here on the left side. So
Yeah.
let's say by February 10th, Netflix just explodes and goes to like $588. You're gonna make $588. So yeah, you're gonna make 464%. So you'll make $23,000. Instead of if you'd have bought the shares, 588, you'd have made 5%. 5%.
Yeah. 5% of 550,000, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is 27 grand, but at the same time, you had to put out $550,000.
Right.
It's a lot easier to put out 5 grand and make 464% than have to shell out 550, which who has that kind of money, you know?
Yeah, well, if I guess for something more on my level would not be, 5,000 right now for even an option, but like
You could buy one contract. Look at this.
500.
Let's say you buy
500.
one, 497 bucks.
Yeah.
So let's say Monday you turn around and buy this option. Michael is saying by Friday I want Netflix to rise $10, and you're putting a bet of 497 bucks. So
Yeah.
if I do the calculation, and let's just say conservatively by what's it, February 11th. Let's say by Thursday Netflix does make it to like. Well, the thing is with these long-term, the shorter calls, you see how it kind of decays. You have to have it move quickly. But you see by the 11th, if it's at 564, you're up 29%. Up here,
Yeah.
it's at 560, you're actually losing money. Like you need it to go quick, you know?
Yeah. So then for the options though, like you again, I kind of, just to be sure, if it doesn't hit that, are you, or do you sell your options like the same way as the regular stock, or you're just kind of like,
Same thing.
or you lose all of it?
I know you would go sell limit. Well, it's buy to open and sell to close. So you would sell to close out your option, and you sell it and you get the money, just like that.
Yeah. Okay. So like if I put $500 towards or on an option for Netflix, and I'm just not liking where it's going, I don't lose the 500. I just lose whatever.
Whatever it is at that time, you can sell anytime.
Okay. I was thinking like that's
You're
it's
not
more
committed
risky.
to the bet. It's not like sports betting. When you bet, you're
Yeah,
committed no matter what. With option trading, you
you can
place the
still
bet,
get out. Yeah,
you can go up to the cashier and get the hell out anytime you want.
yeah.
So
I got you.
it's even, and look at these returns. And the thing about it, the only thing about the option, you have to make a decision by February 12th. That's your time horizon. So
So all right, make and then but okay, but by February 12th, how does it work? I mean, do you have to select what you're going to do beforehand? I mean, like what happens if you go past that? What happens? You just
well, so if it gets to February 12th, and let's say Netflix is at $570, basically, that guy that killed himself from Robinhood last fall, if your options get to the expiration date and they're in the money, meaning the stock price is at least 1 cent more than the strike price. So let's say we get to February 12th and Netflix is now trading at $561.
mm,
And if you don't sell your option by the close of Friday the 12th, the market maker will then deposit 100 shares of Netflix in your account, basically however many contracts. So you have to come up with what is that? 550 times 100, $5,000. No, $55,000.
so then I mean, but so
You got to watch these things, yeah.
but you'll be up though, right? I mean, wouldn't you have been up since you had those shares as part of your option and then it went up and then but you'll be up, you just have to come up with the rest of the money to own them, I guess. Is that
Well,
it?
well, if that happens and they auto exercise your option and they put the shares in your account and say, all right, Michael. So here's the best way to explain it. You're saying by next Friday, Netflix is going to go to 560. You're buying one contract, so you're controlling 100 shares, and you're only paying $497. Let's say Netflix takes off, and by February 12th, Netflix is at 576. So you see it says you're up 222%. So in 4 days, you're gonna make $1,100 in 4 days off only starting with 497. You cannot make those types of returns when you're buying stock outright. That's why option trading is just a game changer. I mean, you really know how to do it. So,
Yeah.
so let's just say Friday hits, Netflix is at 576, and your account now has basically, if you click it, this is how much you'll sell. This is your entry cost. So you're gonna make $1,100.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just say you're like, let's just say you go away and forget to sell your option and the market closes. So what they're going to do is they're going to say, all right, Netflix is at 576, the option's at 560. So, oh, Michael's option is in the money, meaning the price is higher than your target. Michael wins, but you have one contract. So they're going to throw 100 shares in your account and say, oh, Michael, pay us 57 grand. So what you do is you'd say, oh shit, I fucked up. Then at that point, you can then sell the option and clear out that balance.
Yeah.
But the guy that killed himself in Robinhood, he was trading Amazon. Amazon is like $3,000. So he was up on the option trade and he didn't close it out because he's not all that experienced. So they were like, all right, 3 contracts, we'll give you 300 shares of Amazon. So his account when he woke up Monday showed owe us $900,000.
Shit.
But him not knowing about options and a lot of people trying to jump into trading and not know how to do it, he probably thought, I don't have 900 grand, I'm fucked, and then he killed himself.
I mean,
all he had to do was sell the option and he would have not killed himself. But that's just a lack of knowledge can cause people to do crazy things.
yeah. So you just sell. How does when you sell an option, is that kind of the same way when you're just selling a regular stock then?
Same way, same exact way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then is the price kind of set on its own for when you sell options? Or is it just comparable to, or is it a certain like formula based on the share price?
Yeah, it's pretty complicated. It's pretty complicated actually.
Yeah,
So
never
how
mind.
are options priced? Yeah, I could send you this link, but see this shit?
I was not, I
No,
hated math growing up, so it's like my
it,
worst subject. So
it changes every day. So in options, you have intrinsic value, which is if the stock is higher than the strike price. You look at time value right here. There's interest rates. There's implied volatility. I mean, I can
yeah,
explain this to you, but if you're just getting into trading, this is gonna blow your
yeah,
mind up, man.
yeah, for
This
information.
is difficult shit, man. I'm telling you. I
Yeah,
make mistakes on option trades, and I trade options literally every day, and I'm still happy to like take 3 minutes before I even put on a trade, and I know
I
what I'm
mean,
doing.
you have I guess in maybe one of those apps or something that it shows like the dates when your options are due or whatever you call it. What is it called? The day that like the date that you have your option till?
Expiration.
Yeah. So I guess you have that in a chart or some kind of app. So since
Well,
you have a lot.
no, if you go on the Fidelity website, you can pull up a option chain. So like when I was in my hotel last Wednesday, I was in the chat room and they called out an option. So on my phone, I pulled up this chain right here to the Fidelity website. I looked at the options and then I made the trade. So since I trade a lot of options, and I may trade like maybe two or three a week, I'll put like a little calendar invite like every day, like check option, because I got money on the line here. It's just like if you do if you go bet on three sports games, you're gonna put a reminder in your head, go watch that game.
Yeah.
Same thing. So if I put like 2 grand on three option trades and they expire on Friday, every day I'm gonna say, watch those trades, watch those trades. Simple, same thing. And I have
Okay.
a little reminder in my on my phone. And Fidelity is good. They actually send you alerts every day, like watch out for your options that are expiring. Watch out for so they actually help you. They don't want you to lose all your money.
Right. Right. Okay.
But on your laptop, this is Active Trader Pro, the software you can download. So you can go in here and look at different charts. You can look at news and research. There's a this dashboard. It has all the news on different stocks. While the market is open, I can see all the trades taking place on the exchange. It's just like ticker tape coming down. I can see buying and selling. Like it's almost like I'm in the stock market when I have this thing going.
Yeah.
And I have more windows up, so it's pretty cool, man.
How much is that
It's free.
program?
It's
Oh,
free.
okay.
It comes with your once you sign up and make an account. So
Oh,
here
I see.
you see GameStop here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this was let's see when everything started happening. That was on January 25th. So this is here. See right here? That was 2 Mondays ago when all the hype just started building up. So as you see, GameStop went crazy, and then the next day, this was that week we were messaging, and everyone was going crazy. All this shit right here.
Yeah.
And this was on Monday when everyone's like, "Oh, diamond hands," and GameStop's going to
Yeah.
keep going. But
Yeah.
I mean, just remove that, and you're just getting into trading. Does this look like a chart of something you'd want to jump in? Does it look good to you? Just look at it.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely
It's
hard.
collapsing.
No trend.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're not like you're still getting better at reading charts, but just looking at this chart, you see how it was trading sideways and then it exploded. See all the green? The green means there's a lot of buying and it closed higher. And then it's like red, 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 red.
Yeah.
This just has red flags all over it.
Um,
And
when
then look
you,
what happened. People lost all their money.
Yeah, when you like, so you know how you buy like you buy or I guess you trade or you buy a stock and then it goes up, you make money. When you short a stock, like let's say you bought you shorted GameStop when it was 483 or whatever it was. Let's say you shorted it. When do you like how long are you able to hold on to it? You know, to see if it goes back down, or if it goes up, can you still hold on to the short until it goes down, or how does that work?
Yeah, you can. If you short a stock like the normal way, where you basically borrow the share and you sell it into the market. So if you borrow a share and sell it for $10, you have $10. And then when it goes down to 5, you take 5 of your $10 to buy it back. You return it to Fidelity, and you're left with $5.
Yeah.
That's a traditional short. But if you want to buy a put option, it's the same concept, except now you have an expiration date. So you need it to act within a certain time.
So then, well, when GameStop was up like 483, I mean, that's not sustainable. I don't think so.
Clearly.
So then did a lot of people just like buy, I mean, I know you did a put option. Is a put option,
it's a short.
is it the same thing as like a short, or can you, or is there a short where you can, or are all put options short and then not all, what's the opposite of the put option?
All put options are shorts and all call options are longs, like buying low, sell high.
Okay, but then are those just, well, are those different, like, and then again, so the options are just like a group of shares.
No, an option is basically you have the right, and kind of like your last name, the right, but not the obligation to buy a certain number of shares at a strike price in the future.
Yeah.
So either you can exercise the option and actually pay for the shares and own it outright, or you can just sell the option and make those returns that you saw.
So if anything, when GameStop was that high, I should have did like a put option, huh?
Yeah, you'd have made thousands.
Yeah. Like
but the thing is, GameStop, its implied volatility, it goes up when there's a lot of crazy activity. So if you'd have bought some put options when GameStop was here, one contract would have probably cost you $10,000.
Okay.
But let's say you had that money, and as you get better at trading, which you will, when you see this type of shit, I mean, it broke trend and it never kept going up. Like if GameStop would have sold and like stopped here and then kept trading sideways and then did that, we got positive trend. But it broke trend and then it came down, and then you see how it gapped down. When that happened, most experienced traders said GameStop is over. Remember Tuesday, I was saying don't get in, and look what happened.
Yeah.
I saw this coming. You remember? Check my Facebook when I said, "Hey, I've got a put option." I bought it here. Dude. Because I knew it was done. And but let's just say you had 10 grand and you bought a put option up here, and let's say you'd have bought a strike of like 350. So as soon as it broke 350, you would have made a couple $100,000 easily.
Well, do you have to buy like a put option? Is it a minimum number of shares of put option? Like, is there a formula for that too, I guess?
No, you have to buy, in any option, you have to buy at least one contract.
So, but how many shares is one contract?
100.
So it's pretty much always 100, or
always 100.
All right, and you can't buy like half of an option or fractional options.
No, you can't. But you got to remember like that Netflix example. Buying 100 shares of Netflix would cost you $55,000. But buying 100 shares of a contract in the option was only $500.
Yeah. So, but really, you need probably more capital than I do for most of these options, I guess.
Not really. I mean, with Netflix is trading over $300, And no, Netflix is over 500 bucks. And with Netflix, you can buy one call option on Netflix with as little as $497.
Yeah.
And think about not so much like you need like 10 contracts, you got to make six, $7,000 trades. Traders think about percentages. It doesn't matter if you had $10,000 and made 100%. If you had $100 and made 100%, you still made just as much as the other guy from a percentage standpoint. That's how in the stock market, that's how things are measured. What was your gain in percentages? Because it doesn't matter how much money you're trading with. They just want to know how much you made off of that amount. That's where you're measured.
Yeah. Okay.
And as your account grows, it grows to 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. Those percentages, then it just exponentially grows. So think of it about percentages. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. No, I definitely need to be, careful here, I guess, in the beginning while I am trying to grow it. I don't want to lose too much, I guess, and with what I'm starting with.
Yeah. So looking at GameStop, this is GameStop for next Friday. So if you were to buy a call option thinking GameStop's going to get to 69, you would pay $1,500. So I had to take 15.85 times 100, so $1,500. And you're betting that GameStop will get to 69, and it closed at 63. But that's kind of a brief overview for options, but I would probably start with individual stocks for now. I'll be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
You could lose all your money doing this shit. I know what I'm doing, but it's taken me a while to get better.
Right. All right, for sure.
But did you get set up in the chat room, by the way? I could show you how to set it up so you can get different stock alerts.
Oh, you talking about Discord? Nah.
Oh yeah, the Discord.
What's that?
Oh, that Discord I sent you. Did you get set up in there?
No, I'm not. I saw the little video he sent, but I'm not in those chat rooms. How many different chat rooms? It looked like it was quite a bit, unless those were just hashtags that you had alerts for or something.
Yeah, those hashtags are like all a part of the main chat room, and I basically go in that service every day, and I get a lot of stock alerts, and it's fantastic, man. I get so many trade ideas from the chat room. I'm in there literally every day, every Monday through Friday. On my screen, I have the chat room, I have my Fidelity account, I have the trading, as you see, and then I have like CNBC screen streaming in the corner. Every day I'm in the chat room.
Okay, yeah, I'm on Discord, but not in those chat rooms.
Okay.
I think. Wait, so you sent it in the chat? Because I saw the video, but was there something in the video, the name of the chat or something in there?
I'm gonna send it to you now. Does that come
like
through?
The invite, you mean?
Yeah, I just sent it to you.
Discord invite. Okay. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, so if you click that, you can get set up in the chat, and there's some settings where you can go into minimize notifications, because otherwise you'll have tons of notifications on your phone. I can show you how to do that.
Let's see. Discord.
Jesus. There's a lot of people thinking AMC will bounce. You see these numbers, 14,000? I don't know if you're still looking at the screen, but Jesus.
A lot of people think AMC is gonna what?
Gonna come back. There's a lot of open interest at these strikes here.
Let's see. So is there for the options, what you said you had to put option for March, like how far out can you do those?
You can go up to 2 years.
Oh, damn.
So basically a put option could become like an investment per se. You can go
Yeah.
up as far as you want.
But I guess if you don't go like too high up, or wait, well, not put option. I mean, I guess call option. If you go out 2 years from there,
You got plenty of time for the trade to work. Basically, basically you're giving yourself 2 years for the bet to play off.
Yeah, the lower number you target though, like the less in return, I guess. Pretty much, like it's a little safer.
Yeah, if a stock's at $10 and you want to do a strike price of 12, that's a safer bet than if you do a strike price of 15. So you're saying, I think the stock's gonna go up $2 or the stock go up $5. So the more conservative bet, the $12, you think if you say it's gonna go up $2, you're gonna pay more than if you say it's gonna go up 5. You're basically rewarded for risk in the option market.
Okay.
The more ballsy you are, they'll say, all right, you don't have to pay as much because it's a ballsier trade.
Yeah, and then you within that 2 years though, you can sell or I guess was the proper term is trade the option.
Anytime you want. Anytime you want.
All right, I'm on Discord on my Android, but doing it on my iPhone right now, since that's where my mobile service is at. I use my Android for Wi-Fi, but let's see.
Okay.
Just logging in real quick. Let's Discord. Yeah, I got an iPhone just because of this deal that this other service had. So
Yeah.
I got that, and I'm gonna probably get the next Note from Samsung eventually, but that'll be I'm going back to that, but either way, I'll have 2 different devices, but only one of them will have the mobile internet.
Nice.
Versus, but I mean, I'll get Wi-Fi on both. So let's see, my password, Discord 47. All right. Let's see. All right. Should be in that. Should be in there now. I accepted that invite.
All right. At the top, it says gap up, please breakout. You see those 3 dots? At the top.
Hold on. All these messages are coming through, like welcome messages. Damn. What the fuck?
Yeah, if you click the chat room on the left, and then you click, it says gap up please at the top, and you see 3 dots on the right. Click that.
All right. Is it for, because I see settings, but is that what you're talking about? It's under settings, or I don't see gap up.
Oh, you see, you know when you open up all your chats, and you see those little circles? Yeah, click. See the 3 dots at the top right?
Yeah.
Yeah, click that, and then click notifications.
All right.
Then it says only at mentions. You see that?
Yeah.
Make sure that's clicked and nothing else. And then it says mobile push notifications. Make sure that's to the right.
Yeah, I got that.
And then close it out. So basically this will suppress all the other messages. So you'll only get a notification usually when one of the moderators posts a stock alert, he'll say at everyone. And that's the only time you'll be notified.
Gotcha.
Because otherwise you'll get a message for every single message and you'll just be flooded with text. It was way too many notifications.
Yeah. All right.
So what's your name on Discord? I'll add you as a friend.
It's the same as my Instagram right now, AquariX24.
All right. You said you got a minute. There you
Yeah.
go.
All
So
right,
I'm
cool.
trying to see how to add you as a friend. How do you do that? You know how to add someone as a friend? I'm trying to think. I don't get. I don't.
See profile. Yeah, you got a long press, but I just sent one to you. You long press on the name.
Okay, gotcha. There you go. So usually I go in here, and if you look through the forums they have, there's he has videos for trading. So he has a lot of YouTube videos. He says like let's see, recent alerts proof. You can read about that. He's got some training material. He has videos and stuff. If you go down to stock alerts and also options alerts, you can read through there and see all the chatter and people are talking about things to trade. Um, it's pretty informative, man. He has a lot of stuff on here. See trading mistakes to avoid, free training sites and tools. I mean, it's a lot of stuff, man.
Um, so this is basically just like a whole group. Is it ran by multiple people or just like one person?
It's run by one person, and there's a couple moderators as well. But
Uh,
I mean, it's very informative. Not only is this training material, but then you get alerts and all types of stuff. But um,
okay, yeah, I see all the welcome stuff too. So
yeah, so just a lot of stuff to read. But I really think um, I would stay away from GameStop personally. Um, did you set up an account with StockTwits? That's another thing that I use to kind of read about stocks, and that's how Adam found that one stock he mentioned because he was reading about it on there. It's like Twitter for stocks, basically.
no, I didn't sign up for that one. But I'm downloaded right now. So just because I was still trying to get all the other information too.
No worries. But yeah, that's another one you could sign up for, and just keep and also CNBC. Just read about the market. I can throw like stock tips at you, things I want. Think about companies that interest you that you want to buy, and as far as trading, try to find companies where there's news coming up. So you're doing like momentum trading. Like let's say you hear that like there's a electric vehicle company, they're going to have like a big revealing of a new car in 2 weeks. Then, all right, buy the stock and as all the momentum builds, and then just sell right before that unveiling and make some money. I do that all the time.
Is that, I mean, um, why would you sell before the unveiling? Because wouldn't it be like, is that in case the unveiling doesn't go well or something?
Exactly. Or sometimes the unveilings could go well, and then people could say, "Oh, great, let me just take profits," and then you have everyone selling and cashing in. Then you lose.
Yeah,
You,
I mean, because
some,
I know like video game companies, you know, like Rockstar, whenever they got a new GTA coming out, it's like they usually have a good their stock goes up for Take Two Interactive,
yeah.
their parent company. But you're saying it's like might be better to actually sell right before it releases.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen companies put out really good earnings, like the company beat revenues, they beat the profits, but then their guidance for the future was below what people expected, stock goes down. I've seen it where a company doesn't beat their revenue projections, doesn't beat their profit, but then they say, you know what, we lost money this quarter, but we project to make money in a year, and then the stock goes up. You're like, what? They lost money. So
Yeah,
you never know. There's,
yeah.
there's there's a thing called buy the rumor, sell the news. So you buy the rumor, and the news happens, everyone sells and collects their money.
Okay. Yeah, I was. That's what I was kind of thinking. With Schwab, because based on, I guess, I mean, that Reddit thread, they were saying how their subscriber growth kind of exploded ever since Robinhood and those other apps froze trading with GameStop. And, it's probably taken a couple weeks for a lot of those accounts to transfer, and I think they have a earnings report coming up. Um, I don't know, but they were like at the end of December or October, I think it was, compared to the activity they got there compared to the end of January, it like doubled. So I don't know. That was something I don't see how it wouldn't go up, I guess. If they think, hey, we had all these new accounts come over. I think that's what was taking Fidelity so long when I was on the phone forever with them too, just because they got an explosion of growth.
I'll be honest, man. When all that stuff was happening with GameStop, there were several platforms that were having issues. Robinhood, Interactive Brokers, E-Trade, even Charles Schwab had a couple hiccups, but Fidelity,
Yeah,
I didn't have any problems that week. I mean, like Fidelity has like $3 trillion under management. I mean, they're big. So like
yeah,
when Robinhood had to freeze accounts and prevent buying because they had liquidity problems and they had to raise money, Fidelity is so big, they're like, who cares? That's
yeah,
why I was saying it's better to trade with a bigger established broker. So none of that Robinhood nonsense. That will never happen with Fidelity. They have $3 trillion under management.
yeah,
Trillion, dude. They're not going anywhere. They're
yeah.
bigger than Charles Schwab, much bigger.
Then but Fidelity, yeah. So I mean, what would you say though, like actually investing in Schwab, based on that? Because I know there's a lot of people kind of.
Let's see.
I don't know if you go back. I sent that Reddit thread. I don't know if you read it, but they had some stats in there, I guess, about the subscriber growth, and they had some kind of earnings, I think, earnings report or something coming up, or
Yeah.
maybe it was just.
So you're talking about actually investing in Charles Schwab?
Yeah, I don't know if it would be a long play, but I figure I don't know how they couldn't have good news coming up in here based on the recent. I know Fidelity and Charles Schwab were one of the most popular ones people were going to after Robinhood fiasco. So
yeah, I think you see my screen. I'm looking at the Charles Schwab chart. So it went up to $62, and it kind of sold off a little bit, and it looks like it's starting to trend up a little bit more. It looks like their earnings are sometime in April 13th. So, I mean, the chart doesn't look bad. I mean, look at the 1 year. If I go back, look at the 2 year. Ooh, a lot of trading. Look at the 5 year chart. Ooh, look at that.
yeah, damn.
I mean, it may be worth a shot. I mean, it's trading at $55 a share. So, depending on how much you want to put in, you could buy a couple shares and pay $100. See what happens.
Yeah.
But look at Apple, man. You see Apple. This is 5 years of Apple. Look at that. It's an upward trajectory. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. So I mean, you could just do could you do just a call option for Apple like 2 years from now, and then.
Man, you're definitely picking it up, and that's what I did last year. I bought some companies that, Microsoft, Amazon, companies that are like a part of our life that over time they're gonna have trajectories and go up. So what you can do is buy an option. Yeah, like buy an option for 2 years, and that's better than having the stock because you'll make a better return anyway.
Yeah, but
so that's something to think about, man. Buying companies that have been around and buy an option for 2 years, and you're good to go.
Well, I know. I guess the government, they which I mean everyone knows about now, but they had because everyone knows about Nancy Pelosi. I guess she invested in Tesla, but right before they said they're going to switch their entire government fleet of 600,000 cars to electric vehicles.
Oh, I wonder if she's gonna get in trouble for that.
Yeah, no, I just saw that where yeah, I guess that's part of the Biden administration plan is to convert all the government vehicles to EVs, and
Huh?
so yeah, I saw. I mean, I guess since you're in Tesla, but I don't know how much if you pay attention to them as much. I saw where they didn't really make money on sales, but it's because I guess other car manufacturers have to pay something because they don't have a certain number of electric vehicles yet. Some kind of
Yeah, I'm not sure.
yeah. It it was like, and I'll send you the article. It was basically said Tesla's dirty little secret. It was like from, I don't know, Forbes or Business Insider, where last year they lost money on actual production and manufacturing, but it was but but other industries, or maybe it's just car manufacturers, that they have to buy something into something, and then Tesla makes money from that. So
Interesting.
I'll send you the thing, but I mean, I assume as technology evolves and stuff, that the losses Tesla incurs from just producing will also decline.
Yeah.
And then as industries transition to EVs, then it should go up. So that's like another thing is like, if you were talking about call options, because Tesla's expensive, isn't it? Right
Um,
now.
let me see. Yeah, I own two call options for Tesla, and I also have Neo, which is a um,
Yeah,
Chinese
is that
car
the
manufacturer.
Chinese one that they unveiled a couple weeks ago? I think.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
pretty
you
solid.
posted on there.
Tesla. I bought Tesla a couple months ago. It's pretty pricey. Like if you wanted to buy a
Yeah, that would have to be later on. When
yeah, you're talking about 20 grand, 29 grand for one. So
for one call option.
yeah, yeah. If you were to buy one January 2022, like what is this, a 870 call, you're looking to pay $24,000 for one.
And then okay, that's 2 years from now. Then what's the actual return on that? I mean,
Let's see. All right, all right. Let me type in. Fidelity offers a similar calculator, but this website is more user intuitive. So I just go options profit calculator.
yeah,
So if we go Tesla, we want to buy the January 2022. What do we say? 860.
I think so.
Yeah. So one contract will cost you $24,000. You're saying within 1 year from now, Tesla will go to $860. Tesla is currently trading at $852. So, I think that's pretty safe bet that it's going to move $8.
Right.
If we go calculate, let's just say Tesla jumps to, I don't know, see 1271. If I scroll over by August, you're going to make 95%, which is 23 grand.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
so if Tesla's at 850, let's say you take 1271 minus 850 and divide that by 850. So that would mean Tesla would jump 50% if you own the shares. But if you have the option, you're going to make 95%.
Yeah.
Much better.
Right. And I mean that's what $8 by August.
Well, this is if you scroll over, it would have to go from 850 to 1271 by August.
Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind.
Or let's say it goes that by next January, you're still gonna make, what is this? You're still gonna make 70%. And looking at Tesla, I mean that's not that risky of a bet. I mean Tesla just keeps moving. It's crazy. The stock is incredible. So
Yeah. All right.
So if you are dead set on getting back in AMC or GameStop, if you're just like, you know what, I gotta get in here for whatever reason, what you could do is you could buy January 2022 call option on GameStop, and you'd pay, well, shit. Even this is $4,600. They're expensive. Or, all right, you tell me, Michael, looking at GameStop, in 1 year from now, do you think it's going to get back up to this range? I mean, what's your bet?
No, definitely not. I mean, they're just. I already compared them to other. Like I looked at. Well, actually, I don't know because the number of shares versus the price. That's something I don't know. I looked at like Best Buy and Target, other retailers.
Yeah.
They're cheaper per share, but I don't know the total shares difference for each company. But I mean, I don't. It
That
was not
definitely
even.
plays into it because just because the stock is higher priced, that doesn't mean the company's valued more because it all depends on
Yeah,
the
because
shares.
I actually just learned that kind of a few days ago when
Yeah.
I was like, Google is 1,800 or some shit like that, but Apple's only 100 something, but Apple's worth more, I guess, because of the number of shares available. So
Man, you're already learning, man. This is a lot of people don't realize that. You know?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure a lot of people that got into GameStop probably didn't even think of that things like that,
And then they lost all their money. So,
But no, definitely, I don't. It wouldn't be over like what it was a week ago.
you want to say $100? Be conservative, $100 in a year, which would be like here. I mean, hell, it got up to
See, I don't.
$95 yesterday.
Yeah, I think I probably wouldn't even mess with it. I mean,
Yeah. I'm just saying, if you were to mess with it and say it's at 63, I think by next January it'll make it to 100. It's still going to cost you $3,100 to make the trade.
yeah.
You know.
For a one option, one call option.
And let's see what the return will be. All right, if I do GameStop.
I mean, I've seen what their future model is supposed to be. They kind of want to get into what you said. Also, I saw where they were talking about becoming like a place where gamers can just like esports people can go and play, like set up a bunch of stations to play games with groups of people. I don't know how I mean, you got like, I wonder if there's to be any carryover basically from all these people that invested in it. Was it just the stock, or are they really going to support the company going forward?
I think a lot of it was hype, man. Honestly, and it was hype that there were short sellers piled in there that caused the short squeeze. But so many people jumped in last week on the frenzy, and I hate to say it, I think a lot of people lost a lot of money who didn't know what they were doing. Like, let's say you would have jumped in during the frenzy, never traded in your life to Robin, here's some money, and you just jumped in and bought some shares to join the party. You'd have lost all your money, Michael.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that did that. So I'm really glad that you actually came to Fidelity and they had a hold up on your money, because to be honest, would you have jumped in GameStop? Maybe.
Yeah, no, I kept refreshing, dude. I was like, damn, man, I want to get in.
Exactly. And imagine how many people said, damn, I want to get in. They got in, and now they're fucked.
Yeah.
And most people don't, when they're down like 80% in a trade, most people say, you know what, I'm gonna cut my losses and move on. Otherwise, some people will say, you know what, I'm not gonna lose, I'm just gonna hold it. And you may be holding for over a year. And that's all your trading money on a stupid mistake. Yeah. You're done, unless you get more capital. But then you have to sit there and see red for months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, for if you're betting football, the best lines usually are going to be that Monday, because by Sunday, so many people have betted the favorite that the line moves so much so you're not getting as much back
Okay.
for your return. You know, if it hits. What
the fuck? But yeah, man, this has definitely been good chatting with you, man. I think I sent you that link for Stock Twits if you want to get signed up there. It's kind of cool. Imagine stocks, a Twitter for stocks, and I read a lot on there as well. And then also, I think the last thing is download this app. Like you said, 3 days ago, you learned about stock valuations, and okay, this is what that means. So um, it's a lot of reading, a lot of research, just understanding the stock market is kind of the foundation, in my opinion. And then once you find stocks you want to invest in, you just you buy it. I can help you out as well if you need it, and you just go from
Yeah.
there.
So then how do you I mean, do you have like minimum daily or weekly things you try to hit, like benchmarks? You know,
No, I just try not to lose money.
yeah,
I don't have like a goal I set every week, or I just
because
I want to grow my account, and then I just try not to lose money, basically.
yeah, because I have things that hypothetically, like, if I would be happy with, like if I made, um, I don't know how it applies to what I'm investing though, in terms of like, let's say it had a weekly goal of like netting 500 or something, but I don't know if if with like a couple thousand, maybe
Yeah.
I need to bring that down to like 100 or 200 a week until I build it up to like 10,000
Or
that I've got invested in.
or start with 100, and then if you see, man, I'm making 200-300, then just up it to 300. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think with individual trading, you're gonna do better than your roommate. Trust me.
yeah,
Like actually buying stocks, you're gonna do a lot better. Once you get into options, that's where the real money starts. But it can option trading is like craps. You can win big, lose a lot. But if you know what you're doing, which you can actually become a good options trader. There's people that are professional options trader. Do you know any professional craps players? No, it doesn't exist. So.
yeah. All right.
But yeah, man, I sent you a couple links. Check those out, and then we can keep our group chat going and just talk, man. I'm here to help you guys. Maybe I could send this recording to Adam since he missed it. So
Yeah, it got kind of long though. I don't know if they'll catch the whole thing, but
yeah, it still says recording, but I don't know. But man, good talking to you, man. I know you're about to head to the gym, but I love talking this stuff, man. I'm here to help. So
yeah. So would you say so you don't really follow anybody in particular in terms of like you don't make all the same plays they do, you just kind of get inside, like people throw something at you and then you just decide based on that?
yeah, I read on Stock Twits, which I learn about different stocks through that, and that chat room. I trade a lot of that stuff. I'll be honest, because they alert like maybe 10, 15 option trades a day, and I usually trade off of that. That's where I get most of my plays from. So.
Yeah. And but then you said you got a friend who's a financial advisor. He told you about the SBIO.
SB. Oh no, I told him about that because I read about that online and I traded it years ago. So IBIO is when I told him. He told me about one called HIMS, HIMS, and he also
Oh,
told me about CCIV as well.
yeah, I know about well, I guess HIMS is that pharmaceutical company.
Yeah, the HIMS and hers or whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah, IBIO it's down even lower right now, but I can't let's see, I don't think my shit is settled because when you were telling me and Adam about it, it was like 243.
Yeah,
Now it's 217.
yeah, it came down a little on Friday. You know, what can I say? Sometimes they're selling stocks.
So that's when you
every
were there,
day.
right?
What's
That's
up?
what
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, if your money was settled, it'd be a nice move on Monday. You always want to buy on the dip, but if you look from a long-term perspective, even the Apple chart, it does this. But as long as the trajectory is upward, you can't worry about the everyday movement.
Yeah. But you said that's one of your long plays.
Yeah, I mean, I bought in there, not a huge position, but I think it has a lot of potential, and it's super cheap. It's less than it's like $2 stock. So I mean, hell, it's
Yeah,
not that
let's
much.
see right now.
And if you go to their website, they're making a lot of. They're like a vaccine company. They're doing a lot of research and stuff, and I think they have some potential.
Yeah. Um, Gotcha. So is there, when it comes to options though, do you only really do those? Are those only available for certain kinds of companies?
Oh,
Like, would there even be options on something that cheap?
that's the thing. Generally, options are only available for more established companies that actually are making money and just kind of usually higher price stocks. But IBIO is only at $2, and they actually have options. So that told me, okay, the option market thinks this is thinks that this company is suitable enough to write options against, even though it's only $2. So that tells me that maybe they know something I don't know.
But then you still just go in for the shares because they're cheaper.
I actually bought the options
Oh, okay.
because the shares are cheap. Options are always cheaper than the shares. So
Right.
I bought 50 contracts. So I'm controlling 5,000 shares, but I paid a fraction of the amount if I'd have bought 5,000 shares.
And then you'll make more than if you bought shares. Yeah.
Exactly. See, man, you get it, man. You're picking it up, man. You're gonna do well, man.
I'm very I mean, when I get in stuff, I'm pretty, I go all in, whether it's like learning photography or anything with sports betting. I just kind of, I'm pretty OCD once I actually get in this stuff. So
And
that's my
you'll do
downside
great,
to
man.
it.
Yeah, that's how
Down,
I am now, man. Honestly.
yeah, no, I mean, we'll see what happens with it. My next big move obviously is going to be getting a job set up.
Yep.
My unemployment's only going to be for so much longer unless Biden, they do something. But so I'm going to start pressing the gas on that, and then that'll you know but if you end up doing it, like, are you seriously considering, like, in a few years you might just be doing this, or
I mean,
or
I
is
like
that
my
too?
job now. I'm in the power industry, in energy, and I've been doing this for 14 years. Like you saw the pictures I sent you, that was at a power plant yesterday. So I mean, I've been traveling around lots of countries, power plants and oil fields, and that's kind of been my industry. Which it's steady, it's good work and everything, but I'm almost more passionate about trading than doing my job. So maybe that's why I say 4 or 5 years. I may just say strictly trading.
'Cause
Actually,
then,
I have more fun doing this stuff anyway. So
yeah,
look how long I've been talking to you. This is great.
but you need to definitely be at a place, for someone doing that, you need to be at a place where
You don't need that steady income, and you're good enough to make a steady income.
yeah, because you don't want to be at a place where, like, if you have a bad week or something, that it's like you're really fucked, so you want to. Yeah, I got you.
Even people that do this for a living make mistakes, but if you get good where you can win consistently, there's your job. Even if you have a bad week, if you're winning consistently the other 3 weeks of the month, you're good.
Yeah, gotcha.
There's a lot of people that trade full time. That's the thing. And I talk to these people, and they're like, man, we wake up, we sit at the computer till 4 o'clock, and they go about their day. That's their job. They trade.
Yeah,
So, and you don't have to go anywhere. You just sit at your home.
that's yeah, no, I can't. My next job's gonna have to for sure be somewhat flexible, or at least part remote, because I can't, after I've done the working at home before. I can't do like a 9 to 5 office thing,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
unless unless I'm getting I mean, unless it's something I can't refuse, but I don't these